Saturday. All right, Boston College, Florida State next up. We've got Florida State right now in this one, 16.5. It looks like home favorites here, 48.5. The total in this game down in Tallahassee. Home opener here. They had the FCS game to begin the season against Duquesne, I believe it was. Yeah, Duquesne, that was a home game for Florida State. But the first home game against an FBS team after road games against, pretty much a road game against LSU. It was in New Orleans. And then, of course, Louisville last week with the 35-31 win. Keep an eye on the quarterback situation, obviously. We're probably not going to see Jordan Travis, although he hasn't been ruled out completely yet at the quarterback spot for Florida State. Remember, he got injured against Louisville. But I'll be honest, I was impressed in the second. They didn't ask him to do a ton, but, Tate Rodemaker, he was fine. He played solid in the second half for Florida State. Really nice throw to set up one of their touchdowns. It was only 6 of 10, 109 yards. We'll have to see if he can build on that, but they ran it with Treshaun Ward. I mean, what a day catching the football for Johnny Wilson. I mean, 149 receiving yards, 7 receptions, 2 touchdowns. He was an absolute beast against Louisville on the offensive side of the football. We'll see if he can keep that going here in this one. Look, I like Florida State. I was on them twice already. Both of them winners, LSU and Louisville, but totally different price range here. This ain't Florida State catching points. St. Florida State in a pick 'em. Now you're asking them to lay 17 or more here against Boston College, who, look, they've had their struggles, no doubt. They got ripped by Virginia Tech. Offense didn't work. Coughed up a big lead against Rutgers and lost at home. 0-3 ATS. I mean, it hasn't been pretty whatsoever for BC. The O-line's been battered and injury-plagued. It's affected Phil Jurkovec in a negative sense. He's only completing 59% completions. He's been under pressure. Pass rush from the opposing teams has really done damage against this weak BC O-line. 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. You see his number of mistakes he's making are going up because of that. So maybe an under here, if anything, because you got Florida State potentially with Rodemaker at quarterback. They might try to be a little more conservative, lean on that defense, lean on a defense that wasn't very good for much of that game against Louisville last week, but I think they're better than they showed. And Boston College certainly has offensive issues if the first 3 games for them are any indication. So I would probably lean under. And this is a week I'm not going to be on Florida State, not with laying this many points. What do you think here, C-Mac?
Yeah, we'll see what's up with Travis, whether he plays or not. Yeah, I don't think that defense, it was good at times, and it was good there in the fourth quarter, that Louisville game. I think this is too many points. Obviously, Boston College has struggled, and it's not like I'm wanting to bet them. But I think they're a little bit a better football team than what they've shown. And maybe I'm wrong here. That opening game against Rutgers, I mean, that game even against Maine wasn't very good. The offensive line, like you talked about, the injuries there. And on the defensive side of the ball, they haven't been good. But I think with Phil Jurkovec, I think as long as you give him time, he could hang around if you're getting 17 here. So I'd lean a little bit to the dog in Boston College. I think this just might be too many. A little bit high on Florida State here. Win early. Some of these teams, these past great teams, start out 3-0, and everyone wants to jump on the bandwagon. So I lean Boston College.
And here we go again with another point spread adjustment. Before the season, this game was lined around Florida State -9, -10. Now it's Florida State -16.5 to 17. So again, what 3 weeks of results will do. We've seen Boston College have issues. We've seen Florida State look pretty good. And as a result, look at the numbers gone up now. So always something to keep in mind.